Okay, so today we've made a card using the Welcome Noel stamp set and dies. And the DSP is from the Winter Alpine set. So here's the card, and it just opens up like this. And it has the beautiful stamped houses on the inside. And then it just closes. So we're going to walk through on how to make this card. This card, I've seen something similar. I used different DSP, and the front design's a little bit different in terms of like the background usage, but the house kind of idea is exactly the same. And that was Mary, and forgive me if I say this wrong, but Deatheridge that I've seen that from. So it's something similar to something I've seen her post. Again, she has different DSP and a different background set up here, but same idea kind of for the card is I cased that. So that's where that's from. So let's walk through. So we'll set that there. What I've got is the base. So the base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I'm going to take the DSP, and we'll actually look at all the DSP pieces at the same time. So I've used this DSP here that has little trees kind of in the background. I thought it was really pretty and fitting with like the little cabins. So this is going to be my front DSP I've selected. The back has this pine cone piece. So that's this. All of these are going to be exactly the same size. They're 1 7/8 by 4. Okay, and you need 6 in total. So whether you want to make all 6 completely the same, or if you want to separate them and make them different, that's completely up to you. So I chose to do 3 different. So this is my front DSP. This paper is, I can't remember what it's called, but it's this gold and vanilla-ish color. That has all the gold accents in it, and I just used the back because I wanted the muted tones, but it gave the kind of the same color palette a little bit with that. So use what you have and use what you feel matches. So this is going to be for my inside pieces, you can see in there. And then for the very back, I've used this green buffalo plaid pattern. Okay, and on the back is like a wood grain one. And this is part of the Winter Alpine set. So not part of that matches with this, but the Winter Alpine. So I'm going to start by adhering these ones first. Okay, so I'm going to take my card base. I'm just going to get some glue. I'm going to place my glue on the back. And I just kind of lined it up. So I had a little edge on the side. Oh, move that over a bit. There we go. Okay, and you're just going to flip it over and do the other one. And we're going to do the same thing. I just want a little border on the side, so you can see as much as that paper as possible. Pretty straight. Set that down. Okay, and before I adhered anything to this, I just kind of set this aside, and I'm going to put my DSP on this piece here. So this piece is, I chose to do them separate colors from the base plate to the fold portion. But again, if you want to match them, use what you have, use the colors you have. You can make it work for whatever kind of DSP you're putting in there too. So I kind of used like a Sahara sand, I think this is. And it is a 4 1/8 by 12. And it's scored at 2, 4, 8, and 10. Okay. So each of these little panels are 2. Like, oh, this way here. So it's 4 1/8 by 12, scored at 2, 4, 8, and 10. Okay. I'm going to start by putting in my middle section. So my middle, I actually stamped this really pretty house pattern on the bottom. You can, again, it's up to you. If you want to put a sentiment on the inside or leave it white, it's entirely up to you. I thought when it was open, you can kind of see the houses there in the background. It was really cute, so that's what I've done with that. This white piece here is 3 15/16 by 4. I know that's a little odd size compared to what I normally do, but I wanted it to fit and take up the majority of this inside space. Like, I didn't want a lot of space left around this one. So it's a little bit of an odd size, or odd compared to what I typically do in terms of measurements. Okay, and then we're just going to work our way out. So next is going to be my inside pieces. We're going to adhere some glue to those. And there we go. And I'm going to do the other side. Yeah, that's the best way I can see. All right, there we go. My camera set up, I need to invest in something better. It's not very good. It's just kind of on like a little phone stand and then the video. So I'm kind of working around the camera, which is not ideal, but we're going to have to upgrade that system soon, I think. All right, so next we're going to go to these pieces, which is going to be our front panels. And you're just going to line them up. And our last piece. Okay, so when we have it fold, it opens and you can see all the pieces there. So the next thing I did was I adhered the fold to my base. Okay, so I'm just going to put adhesive on the, when it's all folded up, this back square. Okay, and I wanted to make sure it really stuck, so I put glue all the way around, and I put one across the middle too. I make sure that really sticks. Okay, and then you're just going to line it up so it matches, so it's even on both sides. You can just eyeball it, but if you want to measure it out, you can certainly measure it out. That's completely up to you and your comfort level with that. I'm just going to quickly take my bone folder and make sure that everything is pressed down nice and tight. You would hate for your card to fall apart, so I just got to press everything down. Okay, so there is our card with no extra decoration on it. Okay, so next what I did is I kind of set this piece aside for the next, and then I built and worked on my decoration portion, which is the arch from the arch dies. You can choose whatever size you want that fits in there. I've just went with this one. And I have my houses. Let me just get all my pieces stamped already. I've already die cutted them. I have a tree. And I used some of this greenery. So I have 3 dark ones. So I stamped this in regular strength. My ink pad is probably not full strength, so it's a little bit lighter than probably what it should be. So I have 3 darker ones, and then I stamped off and did the lighter ones. I wanted it the same kind of color, but a little bit lighter, so I just stamped off. And what I mean by that is I stamped this dark one first, then did a second image with the lighter one, and that's what happens is you get this lighter look. So, and there's my 2 light ones, and I need one more dark one. There we go. Oh, we need a little wreath. Okay, so all I did is I actually started with this house here. This was my main focal point. We also have a little wreath cut out, so I just put a little tiny piece of glue on that. You probably could use a glue dot, actually. Would probably be a little bit more effective, but I actually glued mine. And I'm just going to put it on the house. Okay. And then I took these gold embellishing, or gold adhesive back dots. And I'm just going to grab my pokey tool. Use those. And I kind of put it right there. Okay. So this is our first house. Okay. Then what I did is I took this little, so this house is stamped in soft suede. This house is stamped in Sahara sand. Okay. And I know I want to overlap them a little bit, so I just actually took a little bit of adhesive and ran it down the side here. And then I just kind of lined them up. And again, it's whatever your visual, whatever speaks to you visually, on where you want to place that house. I liked it kind of there. That's the look I like. Okay. And then next, I just added in the greenery. So really what I did was I added a bunch of glue, not a bunch, I just kind of ran the glue around the top like this. So that when I'm playing with my greenery, I can fit it in there. Okay, so I want this light one here. This is the one I started with first. And you're just going to play with it until you find the spot that works best for what you want. So I started with that one. And then I worked for there. So I added a little bit more glue since I'm overlapping. There we go. Okay. And again, it's just personal preference. Line them up to wherever you think they look good. They don't have to be exactly the same. Okay, then I took my next light one and I stuck it in here. There we go. Then I put a darker one. And then I took my last dark one and I stuck it in here. So that's how I kind of built that. Now, I don't know if you can see in the camera, maybe you can. I took Wink of Stella and I Wink of Stella'd this one, and this one. Just to kind of give it a little bit of sparkle. I Wink of Stella'd these ones too. Those two and this one are Wink of Stella'd, so. I might actually, let's add some more Wink of Stella on there because I want them to be a little bit more sparkly. You can do them before or you can do them, I was just very careful and just slid my brush in there and brush the branches. Make them extra sparkly. There we go. So hopefully you can see that. Alright, next I took and I placed my, before I put on this tree, I actually glued this arch on first. So what I did was I took glue and I glued halfway in the middle. Okay. And all I did was, I know some people use Post-it notes so you get it lined up right. I just kind of put my fingers right to where the glue side is. Oops, let me see if I can do this. So just before you hit to the glue. So I know once I hit my fingers, I need to stop. There we go. And you can just kind of line that up wherever you think that looks okay. Make it straight. Okay. Press it down. And then I should have no adhesive that shows on that side, which I don't. So by keeping my fingers there, it makes nothing is going to show on this side. All right, next I glued my tree down. And I just put glue on half the tree because the other half sticks off the arch and doesn't really need it. So I put mine right about there. Stick that down. Okay, and then next what I did was this ribbon behind, I actually just turned my house over And I just ran glue across the backs of these a little bit. And I took, I have this sparkly green ribbon. It's a Stampin' Up! One too. I don't know what this one's called. It's really pretty though. And I just took about this, I don't even know how big that is. Let's see. About 9.5 inches. And I just kind of so I put my glue on there, press it down, and then I just played and looped them around until I was happy with the way that it looked. And by placing glue on the back, it lets you kind of stick them down and be able to work with it. So it's not like stuck. If you want to be able to take it off and move it around, you can. And then you just kind of play with it and figure out the best look so you're happy with it. So that's all I really did. I played with them a little bit until I got something I was happy with. Okay, I like that. Okay, and then I used dimensionals, and I popped up my house and greenery. So I'm just going to throw a couple of these on here. As many as you want. There's no limitation on dimensionals. I just want to make sure it's fully covered. And we can probably add one more in there. Okay. So there's our dimensionals on the back. I'm just going to take these off. Could use your pokey tool for this too, but I usually find this is just as easy. Okay, so they're all off. Make sure my greenery's still where I want it. Or my green ribbon, I mean. Not my greenery. And then I'm just going to take this and I'm going to line it up so my ribbon stays up. And you're just going to place it where you'd like on this arch. The most important thing is I wanted to keep the houses on the arches. So I just kind of make sure that, and then press down. Okay, so that's, oops, I got a dimensional backing on there. Get that off. So that's what that looks like. I think that turned out really well. And then it needed a sentiment. So this is kind of how I made it first, and I wasn't 100% happy with it. It needed a sentiment. It just was missing something for me. So I took in Pecan Pie this Merry Christmas. This Merry Christmas is from the newest Snowflake set. I don't know what it's called. Snowflake Dreams or something. And I just cut a scrap piece of white and did the little flag on the end. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the end here. And all I did was stick it in here. I wanted to make sure it didn't go off my paper. Like off all of the paper, I mean. And then I stuck it in. Like off past my card, I mean. Like, so I want to make my flag wasn't going off the card here. And then I just kind of fit it in, and I think that tied it in really nice. So it kind of overlaps this white, this whiter DSP on this side, and ties it in. And then when it's open, it's really pretty because you can kind of see it, and it sticks over top of the house part, which gives it a cute little message there, I think. So that's this card. I hope you're happy with it. And follow me if you'd like. You can check out my new YouTube channel at KM Greetings. Hope to see you there.